weather here. There are episodes where you guys are walking around and it's a blizzard, and I'm thinking they should be wearing hats. They should be covered up more. What was it like dealing with Mother Nature throwing what it's going to throw at you filming Person of Interest last year?
I hear about it quite a bit from our actors when it's really, really cold out. They get really worked up because we're out in the streets of New York so much. You'll notice as we head into the winter months, the hats and the gloves start coming out.
Right.
But it's just a difficult show to produce, and that's a credit to Gail Behringer, our line producer, Chris Fisher, who's our producer director. These guys we are a rambling wreck through the city of New York, and there's so much shooting here going on. It's often difficult, to get the permits in time to do all the things we do. But we really feel like being a surveillance show that we have to be out in the streets. You can't follow people on a stage. It doesn't work. So just the very nature and the premise of the show sort of requires that we be out in the streets, but it also gives that show a sense of scope and cinematic feel, which we really want.
Jim, were there a few days, though, last year where like, does this scene have to be outside? Chasing inside a mall?
One time we were outside, we were trying to talk, and we couldn't. A lot of looping for that scene.
I bet.
There was one scene last year where Amy and Michael were in the park, and the snow was coming down so heavy that it was just landing on Amy's eyelashes, and she kept blinking and couldn't even do the scene. It was amazing.
Next question.
And you think, oh, I'll just put on long underwear. But what you don't realize is that if you're out there for 8 hours or something and you're not vigorously exercising, the cold will penetrate you eventually. And one of the things it will attack is your lingual nerve. So you do get thick-tongued, and the lines just aren't coming out like they're supposed to.
See how he spoke? He's just like Finch.
Yeah. He's using words. That's some impressive words, sir. Next question over here.
Hey guys, big fan of the show since day one. Thanks for coming out. Michael, I loved every second that you played Ben Regal on Lost, and I was wondering, because there's so many similarities between the characters, like having all the secrets and everything, and I was wondering what it was like going from playing that character for 4 years, like to immediately playing Harold Finch, and what was like the hardest part of the transition?
I mean, you can set yourself all kinds of conditions and rules about how you're going to make that transition, but in both cases, I mean, it's the writing that suggests who the character is and to a large extent how you play it. So I didn't think too much about making big distinctions. I think they just, what distinctions there are, they happened sort of naturally. Although there are days, I have to say, when I'll be playing Mr. Finch and I'll think, wow, I've been in a situation like this before, and on a regular basis.
I would also imagine the Hawaii to the blizzards we were just talking about transition was also one notable one.
Yeah, peaks and valleys there.
Yes. Next question on that side.
Hi, my name is Chris, and I come from China. I just want to ask a question about the flashback, because we have already seen Finch's childhood and Ruth's childhood and Sam's childhood, but when we can see Reed's childhood and also Fosco's and also Bear's.
Oh, the bear puppy episode.
Believe me, you don't want to see Fosco's childhood. Okay.
Yes, stay tuned for a very special episode of Reese kneecapping people on the playground.
I want the bear puppy episode. That sounds very strong. So might we get, yeah, that's true. You have had several characters, sort of childhoods shown. Do you think you might eventually get to the rest?
Sure. Maybe they all played Oregon Trail. I don't know.
Thank you very much. Next question over here.
Thank you very much for coming, and I'm a big fan. My question is, with the team now having to fight Samaritan and its operatives and vastly outnumbered, will we see the group join forces with criminal elements to combat it, particularly Elias? And if this is the case, how does the cast feel about this prospect?
Wow, you haven't given that question much thought, huh?
You're welcome.
they've already had some dealings with Elias that we never would have thought initially. So.
Yeah, and Rico's so fantastic. I love when he comes and does our show. He's definitely, since Carter saved Elias, he wound up killing, of course, Simmons last year for us. And then in the premiere, we saw Reese's character and Scarface team up to take down the number in that situation. I think that he's definitely moved a little bit more towards our end on the continuum, but we should never lose sight of the fact that Elias is actually a criminal.
Right.
One thing I always say is the capacity of forgiveness our audience for these characters is crazy, because Lionel Fusco, when we met him, was totally a criminal cop involved with, stealing and all sorts of heinous things, and Root's character was an assassin for money.
Yeah, and she cut my hand with a razor blade. Let's not forget that.
You liked it, Harold.
So possibly yes, then?
Possibly yes.
Okay.
There's a grayness to all these characters, but we find that is what makes it feel fun and fresh. And when we team up with villains, it's even more exciting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next question over there.
Hey guys, my name's Lolita. I'm actually a native New Yorker, but I love that you guys film in New York. Do you find that there's, or do you enjoy rather, filming in the studio or on the streets of New York City? And where did you film the train scene? Because it kind of looks like the old Brooklyn Bridge station, where you don't, because when you come around on the Brooklyn Bridge and there's an old station there, and no one really goes there, but it kind of looks like that. So are you filming in the studio, or are you filming where are you filming?
We're not going to tell you. It's magic. Where would you like us to film? It's in your imagination.
Well, you already filmed by my job by the courthouse. I've seen the posting.
Well, there you are. Maybe it's there.
But do you guys enjoy filming on the streets of New York, or do you prefer in the studio?
Every day I wake up and I love the fact that we're not in the office. We're somewhere else. And every day I love when you get in a place and you get bored in your life and you can come watch Person of Interest and you just come alive. And I love that. It's a synergy thing with us. Some days we're down, down by the water. In the winter, it can be tough. But what I think about that, I say, hey, we're the only show that's doing this kind of stuff. We move all over the place. You have different, and you never get bored, and I get bored very easily.
Well, we don't, so we enjoy the show. Thank you so much for everything.
By the way, ask Jim again in January.
Thanks. Next question over here.
Hi, big fan. My name's Sarah. I love that one of the major themes of at least the character arcs on the show is redemption, and everyone's at least gotten some kind of redemption aspect to their character. Reese and what he did for the CIA, and similar Shaw, and then kind of Root even helping, and Finch with his conflictions over the machine. But I think my favorite redemption arc is Fusco's. So I was just wondering what that was like for you, Mr. Chapman, to kind of get that redemption aspect to the show, and with playing a character like that.
It's always great to play a character with a sense of duality. You never really know how to play him, whether he's a good guy doing bad things or a bad guy doing good things. And I never really try to judge characters whenever I play them. Just try to stay truthful to what's on the page. The writing staff has done an amazing job with the character, and I'd like to give it up for the writing staff. I don't know if any of the writers are here. We had some of the writers here, Eric and a few other people. I don't know if they've left it here or not, but they do a great job with the character, and it's always fun. I will admit, though, there was a time when I opened the scripts like this, wondering if it was Fusco's funeral or not. But it's been it really has been a real joy. Particularly this episode that just aired last week was a lot of fun. That was Fusco's George Clooney moment, as I like to refer to it. And it's always fun. They have so much fun with the character, and you never really know what you're going to be playing. So yeah, it's definitely I really have a good time with it.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next question over to that side.
Hello, I'm Dan Dan from China. and I just want to say you guys are really, really popular in China. And Jim, I love you so much. So.
I love you too, sweetheart.
Ni hao ma.
Thank you. Can I and my friend give you a very special gift?
Well, I owe you that 20. Here you go.
Okay.
Right?
I feel a flashback to last year. Wow. I want a portrait next year.
All right. She's going to get more gifts, Jim.
Next.
Yeah, I just changed my question. This is about Michael's and Amy's character. I always saw like a lot of chemistry like last season between them. Would there ever be a chance in the future for them to be a couple? I know it's like sounds weird, but they always seem to have, they're like sometimes it's like they're antagonistic, sometimes they're like very close, and I thought it'd be interesting.
Is that Foot? Would that be the shipper name on that one?
Oh, rude.
I think Roots had a crush on Michael since she kidnapped, or Harold. Amy's had a crush on Michael too, but I think that's why she kidnapped him to begin with.
They're awfully busy people, though.
I think that would be a Greg question, really.
Greg, what do you think?
Sure, sparks when you're trying to save the world together. Anything could happen.
Thank you.
Thanks. Next question. No more gift giving, we should say, by the way.
Okay. My name is Zoe. Well, not that Zoe. So every woman Reese Love died in this show. So Jessica, Carter, and maybe Kara, we do not know. So my question is Reese able to love again? Because we can see the chemistry between Reese and the new captain. So
Reese
that's my
and the
question.
new captain. Was that Reese and the new captain? you were
Will
saying?
Reese love again?
Will you love again?
Ah.
Will you love again?
I think you just want to kiss.
Yes.
Come on up here, sweetheart.
Take that back to China with you.
Never happens with writers.
That's my next question, Greg.
And the no gift thing only applies unless they are for Fusco, okay?
Next question.
Reese is kind of, I think, turning into Elvis here. Anybody want to kiss?
There's going to be a booth out back.
Yeah.
Hello there. Not on. I'll repeat if they can't get the